Hey there! Today I'm going to show you how to protect your GitHub project from improper formatted code using the power of continuous integration. And if you would like to know how to set up free CI for your GitHub project, then please see my previous video on this topic. And in this one, we are going to just tune this machine a little bit. So what is improper formatted code? Basically, there are some preferences in the code style used by developers. For example, how many spaces should be there in the top, or which letters should be capitalized, which letters should be lowercase, which statements should be started from the new line and which not. And it is better for a project if this style is consistent and all the developers use the same code style. Thankfully, we don't need to check this manually. We need just to use special scripts known as linters, which could detect all the problematic places automatically. And we could even use the special tools named as formatters, which could autocorrect these problems for us. And this project actually uses one of these tools. But does it actually protect the project from the misformattings? Let's take a look. I'm going to introduce a new line in this file over the multiplier class, a new comment saying something like to do add more methods. All right, it looks reasonable. Let's create some misformatting in this file. What if we are going to put 4 spaces before the declaration of the class? So let's take a look on the diff first for this project using the source tree. As you can see, we've added a new line and we also modified the line number 9. And when I use the formatter, I do expect that my new line is going to stay in place, and this problematic line number 9 is going to be formatted for me automatically, so I wouldn't do this manually. So in this project, I actually have a format code bash script, which does it for me. So as you can see, it uses the Swift format under the hood, but you could use your format tool depending on the language you code in. So let's take a look on what the formatter did for this project. So as you can see, the multiplier.swift looks as expected. The problematic line number 9 was formatted and my inserted line stayed in place. But take a look, we have some autocorrections in other files, and I didn't expect formatter to do anything with that. So what happened? Probably some other developer or even me created a pull request where they did not execute the formatter before committing all the stuff and sending it for review. And the reviewer didn't see these mistakes as well, because these are just some empty lines. Looks reasonable, right? But after these changes, now the project is polluted. Whenever I am executing the formatter actually changes the files which are out of the scope of my work, right? So how we could protect the repository from such mistakes? So first of all, let's create a new script for our CI, which could be used by this machine. So let's go back to original state of the repository. Let's check on the state of the directory. Here is our format code bash script. Now let's just copy paste it and name the new file as format CI check. So this is going to be a script which is going to be executed by the CI to check for the problematic state of the project. So first of all, let's clean this file a little bit. We are going to remove all the previous code from here. So every script should have some help, right? So let's introduce some primitive stuff over here. For example, let's just print to the standard output something like usage, an explanation that the script checks if current branch state requires formatting. In this case, we are going to just exit the script with 0. Let's actually check out if this stuff works as expected. So we're going to save this and execute the format CI check. Yeah, so this is our help lines. So now I would like to execute the format code.hash. So this script autocorrects all the problematic lines all over the project. And now I would like to know if the format code did actually autocorrect anything. For that, we could use the git diff, right? But I don't want to, know all the git diff. If we would just print out all the file names of the affected files, that would be enough, I think. So let's check how it works. So yeah, it printed out that 3 files were affected, exactly the files which I've shown you before. But I don't want this stuff to be just printed out to the standard output. Now let's actually save the result of this to some variable. How about the modified files, for example? So we're going to put here the result of the git diff. And now we could check if the modified files string is empty. So we could do it using the there's z, and here we could check that the modify files length is equal to 0, right? So if it is empty, then it is the expected behavior, right? No files were affected by the format code execution, which means that CI could just proceed with its current tasks. Otherwise, it means that we have the problematic state of the repository and something is wrong. In this case, we are going to throw, we are going to exit with this status 1, and we could actually print something to developer. For example, error, and here format check failed, and next files need formatting. So we could actually print out these files, the modified files, to the standard output. Then we could do something like present possible solutions to the problem, for example. Possible solutions, I would suggest 3 at least. So the first solution for the developer in this case is to run the format code in their branch and commit the changes. Yeah, it's the most obvious thing. Another one is update the script itself so that its behavior wouldn't affect the formatting after that. And the option number 3 is to disable formatting for the problematic code. Yeah, sounds reasonable. Okay, what else we could do for this script is that, well, currently we print these statements to the standard output, but it is better to print this out actually to the standard error output, which could be different on some other platforms. So let's replace this for all the lines, and after that we're going to check how it works. Okay, so now let's execute this. Yeah, nice. So you can see that it actually prints out all the problematic files over here, which are visible in the div. Let's actually stage all this and try to execute the script after that. Cool, no files formatted. So as you can understand, before putting this on the CI, we should also stage all the fixes first, so that the CI wouldn't block the merge of this script to the main branch. So we have the script. Now let's actually integrate it to the CI. So we are using the GitHub Actions for that, and we need to just modify the file in the GitHub workflows. So we are using the iOS one, but you could use your one depending on the platform you're writing the code for. So here we have jobs for the pushes to the main and pull requests to the main branch. Basically, there are some steps over here. The job checkouts to the branch. It sets the default scheme, then it builds the project and run the tests. So over here, after the checkout, actually we could create a new step and name it something like check formatting. Okay. And as for its script, we are going to replace all this with our script, which is the format CI check .hash. And basically that's it. So now let's just create some commits from these changes and put them to the repository. So I've just created a pull request with these changes and we could check it out. It is named as the formatting integrated to CI and it contains 2 commits. So in first commit, I've just provided the changes to the CI and also I've committed the script itself. And in the second commit, I've actually formatted the problematic code. And as you can see, after the first step, the CI failed because basically in this state, the project still needs some formatting. The misformats were detected and the pull request was blocked from being merged. And only when I've fixed all the formatting issues with the project, the pull request got the green light to be merged. So let's actually do this. Nice. And the changes are in main. Actually, let's go and pull them straight away. All right. So, and now we are going to test this out and we are going to introduce some new code and some misformattings to this code as well. Again, we are going to put a to-do line to the multiplier.swift, something like implement more methods. And let's introduce some strange format changes like this. We could see these changes in the source tree, right? And let's try now to execute the format code. Yeah, so as you can see, format code tries to revert these changes and make our code to look nice again. But we are not going to let it. We are going to actually create the new branch with these changes, and we are going to try to create a pull request to our repository. Let's check this out. I've just pushed these changes to the repository, so we could create a new pull request. Yes, from the branch named as failed format branch. So we are not going to do anything over here. And let's take a look on the CI. So currently, as you can see, it's in progress check and it's going to fail really quick. Yeah, as you can see, it has failed almost immediately. And over here, you can see that it outputs exactly what we are expecting it. There are some changes in the multiplier Swift, and these changes need some formatting. So, and there are our possible solutions which we've provided in our script. And basically that's it. This is how you could use continuous integration to protect your repository from such pull requests which could break your code style. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you have any questions, then feel free to put them to the comment section. Also, you would be able to find the link to this exact repository in the description of this video below. And see you next time. Cheers!